Welcome to our 2020 TikTok Marketing Masterclass. My name is Janosch, and in this course I'm going to teach you how you can use TikTok to grow your brand, drive sales, and get ahead of your competition. You're going to learn everything that you need to know to succeed with TikTok marketing and to grow your following on the platform. We're going to teach you the same exact strategies that we used to grow one of the accounts of our students to over 18,000 followers within 5 weeks. The account has more than 1.5 million views and more than 350,000 likes. Something like that would be impossible on Instagram or Facebook, but on TikTok, that's realistic. In the course, we're going to cover how the TikTok platform works. We're going to talk about the algorithm, look at the user base and how the users behave, how they consume content, and how you can best create content that fits these exact target audiences. We're going to cover content and how you can create content that goes viral without professional gear, professional equipment, and without having massive amounts of experience in creating videos. We're going to talk about the free strategies for growth that you can use to massively increase the amount of followers you have on TikTok. For example, how hashtags work on TikTok and how you can use them to create viral content. We're going to talk about how you can collaborate with other creators to, again, get more impressions, get more views on your content. Also, how you can use giveaways or challenges to spark a lot of creativity in your users, to build a community, and to really grow a massive following. We're also going to talk about paid strategies for growth, meaning TikTok ads, paid collaborations, and sponsorships with TikTok influencers. Then we look at some case studies, so TikTok accounts, real-life examples that are going viral, that are creating massive amounts of reach on the platform, that are generating millions of views. We'll take a look behind the curtains to see how they work, how they analyze their content, how they improve their content, what makes their content different from unsuccessful content creators, so that you can really leverage that to create your own unique and viral content. When you enroll in our course, you'll also get templates and checklists that will save you time and make it easier for you to instantly get started on TikTok. Also, our course will always stay up to date. So if there's any major changes with TikTok, any new features, any major platform changes, algorithm changes, we'll do videos about that. So you'll be always up to date on the latest releases and trends on TikTok. The course is for anyone that is trying to get into TikTok marketing. You don't need any prior marketing experience to successfully use these materials that we give you to become successful on TikTok. Especially it's important, or it's helpful for agency owners, small entrepreneurs, solopreneurs that are just trying to find a sustainable marketing channel for their business. So now is your chance to get started on TikTok. TikTok can be compared to Instagram when it was still young in 2013 or something. And imagine you started back then on Instagram. You would have probably had thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of followers by now. And that's something that you have to keep in mind because TikTok is still young. There's still a lot of potential on the platform, but more and more creators will keep coming for the platform, and therefore now is your chance to really get ahead of your competition. Either way, I look forward to teaching you all about TikTok marketing. Welcome to our 2020 TikTok Marketing Masterclass. In this course, you're going to learn everything that you need to know to succeed on TikTok in 2020 and the following years. The course is designed for you to work through it at your own pace, so you can just watch a video every other day and then implement the strategies directly into your account, or you can power through the content to quickly succeed on TikTok. Another thing that's really important is that we'll always keep the course up to date. So even if you come back in 2 months, in 6 months, we'll have everything that TikTok updated, every major update, changes to the app. We will include new videos for those. Another important thing is that you will be able to ask any questions that you have. We have a Q&A section within the course, so you can ask anything that's concerning TikTok, and we'll gladly answer anything for you. For those of you that haven't experimented with TikTok yet, TikTok is one of the fastest growing social media platforms out there. It has over 800 million monthly active users, and it's grown rapidly over the course of the last year. TikTok allows you to edit, film, and publish short-form videos up to 60 seconds long within the app, making it really easy for anybody to create content on their own, to be creative, and to get into making content and just expressing themselves. The app came originally from more of a dancing and lip sync background because it had something to do with Musical.ly, which then was bought by TikTok. But nowadays there's lots more than just a regular dancing or lip syncing content. There's also cooking and also sports and anything else that's pretty much on Instagram or YouTube as well. Going back in time a little bit, TikTok was once only a Chinese platform. It still has a sister platform in China called Douyin. But then the company called ByteDance that owns TikTok and Douyin decided to expand more to the Western markets as well, to Europe and Asia, and also to the US. So therefore, they bought the company Musical.ly, which was a popular lip syncing and musical app. It was also a Chinese company back in 2018, and they decided to merge the two together, creating what we now know as TikTok. So maybe now you're asking, why is TikTok so relevant right now? TikTok has done what other social media platforms are trying to do all the time, which is making it really, really easy for users of any experience level to create content on the platform. Also, it does only videos, so you can't do photos like with Instagram. It's only based on centered around videos, and they have included lots of editing tools that make it really, really easy for you to publish content within the app. Also, the different effects and special tools that you can use within the app as well spark a lot of creativity, making it really easy for you to get inspired by others and then create your own unique content. One more thing that differentiates TikTok from something like Instagram is the For You page, which can be compared to something like the Instagram feed, but with a major difference. The TikTok For You page centers around videos, not by people that you follow, but just by videos that you kind of like. So it has an algorithm built into it that just looks at your video consumption and then can tell what kind of videos you like and what kind of videos you don't like. And it's built into like an infinite stream of videos. They're full screen, so it's really immersive, and you really can get lost in the For You feed, just scrolling through it 2 to 3 hours in one go without even noticing it. Another thing that makes TikTok so popular right now and such a good option for creators is the high amount of organic reach that you can get on TikTok compared to other platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc. Every post on TikTok, and by that I mean really every post, has the potential to go viral. That's because TikTok doesn't have that many content creators yet. So there's not that many people creating content yet because the app was growing so rapidly over the course of the last year. And so there's that many people, there's 800 million users, but just few content creators, making it really easy for you to get a piece of the attention. Also, because of the way the For You page works, you could consume a lot of content, and there's not that many ads as on TikTok, as on Instagram or YouTube. What this leads to is that you can really gain a lot of followers and create viral content without producing high quality studio production level content or videos. So you can just whip out your phone and record yourself doing whatever you like doing, some kind of your niche or your content, maybe cooking or filming a little skit. And it really has the potential to go viral without being really high quality. One example of this high potential is my girlfriend, actually. She started creating content on TikTok around bullet journaling and lettering in early January this year, which was like 5 weeks ago now. And she's already amassed more than 18,000 followers, more than 1.5 million video views, and more than 350,000 likes. One thing you do have to keep in mind, though, is that TikTok is also being criticized, just like any of the other higher tier social media platforms like Facebook or Instagram. First of all, of course, it's a company from China, so there's naturally more tension between China, the US, and also Europe. Issues around data protection, around censorship. There have been multiple issues already, but in my opinion, it's just something that will normally occur. For example, if you look back on the 2018 Cambridge Analytica scandal with Facebook, it's just the same thing, and so I don't really see that much of a problem in there. I think you should rather look at the chances you can have, the marketing chances that TikTok might bring to your company, to your business, rather than looking at the negative sides of maybe potential data protection issues, etc. Another prejudice that non-TikTok users have about TikTok is that it just is a really young platform, really young users, immature users, and that therefore the platform is just cringy, not worthy for marketing purposes, or just to post on there in general. But that also is a prejudice. I had it as well, I must admit, not that long ago. I thought that TikTok was not going to be a big thing. I thought it was a fad that would go away pretty soon. But actually, it's really the opposite. So if you want to reach young users, meaning Gen Z, Gen Y today, then TikTok, in my opinion, is one of the best ways and one of the easiest ways to gain lots of attention in really short amount of time and with not that much effort. So in the next video, we're going to take a look at more of the platform. We're going to see how TikTok can be a really good fit for your marketing purposes. And yeah. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the setup process and the registration process for TikTok. If you already have a TikTok account and you already registered your account, then you can skip this video. So once you open up TikTok, you're directly going to see videos and you can scroll through them like this. Just as the normal interface that you would see if you already created your account, but we're going to create an account anyway because that just gives you way more possibilities. So you're going to go on the Me page and you're going to click on Sign Up. And we're going to use the phone or email, and you can also use Facebook, Google, Twitter, etc. But we're just going to use the email. First, you'll have to enter your birthday. For me, that's the 6th of September 2001. And then we're going to click on email and enter our desired email address. At Braveart Media. Right. Okay, then we're going to set a password. Right, and then we're logged into our account. So now as you can see, TikTok already created a handle or ad for us that we can now change. I wouldn't recommend using the default one. So we're going to go just into the profile, and then you can see your name. This is similar to Instagram, and your username, that's your actual username, so your tiktok.com/ and then your username, what you will actually be called. You can change that to anything that you want. We're just gonna leave it like that for now. There's no point to change it, right? It's gonna cancel. And now what you can do is you can add your Instagram account and your YouTube account. So you can directly connect them with your TikTok, so that in your bio, in your profile, people will be able to click through to follow you on Instagram as well, or on YouTube. You just click on the button and then you can log into Instagram, and then it will already be synced. Same goes for YouTube. You'll just have to log into your Google account, and that's it. One more thing that you can do, and that we're going to do right now quickly, is if you click on the 3 buttons here, up here, you can go into your settings, and if you go to manage my account, you can click switch to pro account. This enables your TikTok business account, you call it a business account, which what it does is it really you can then use statistics. You can see statistics about your post, about your profile, and it really helps you to determine what kind of content works best for you, for your type of audience. Yeah, it's just overall really helpful. As you can see, you can view the analytics, and then you just click on continue. You choose the type of niche that you're in, the type of theme that your content has. So I'm just going to go with education, and then it has to load. Okay, then you'll have to verify your email address to get your pro account, and once that's done, then you'll be able to see your statistics in your account. Right, that's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to go through step by step what the TikTok app does, what you can do with it, and what all the different features of the app are. Here, this is where you will see all your posts that you made, all your videos that you posted. Right now we haven't created any videos yet, so we're not going to see anything there. But once you create your first video, it will appear here, and also drafts that you created will appear here as well. If you click on the heart button, then you will see the videos that you liked. Again, we don't have any of those yet, but in the future, you'll come back here and you can see all the videos that you liked. As you see here, you can also change this to be something that anybody can see. The default setting is that only you yourself can see the videos that you like, but you can also make that public if you want to. Up here, you can edit your bio or your profile. You can change your photo, so your profile picture. You can also do a profile video. So it'll just be like a GIF, a short video that plays when somebody gets to your account. Then your name as well, what we talked about earlier as well. Username. This is something that you can also paste, so you can just copy and paste it if you, for example, want to share your account with somebody else. And then you have your bio here. That's literally the same as the Instagram bio. The only difference is that you only get 80 characters here instead of the, I think, 140, 150 that you get on Instagram. So you just have to be really precise and on point, not to waste any characters there. So if we get back out of here and we click on this little icon here, you can see your favorites. And as you can see, I added some videos to the favorites list just so you can see how this works. You can favorite videos, you can also favorite hashtags, sounds, and effects, and then you'll all find them here. You can look through all the things that you liked and rewatch them, etc. If you click on these buttons, you will also be able to see the people that you are following, and if you click on here, you will see your followers, so you can look through the individual profiles if you want to. You wouldn't want to do that in that many cases, but if you want to, there's the option to do it. Also, you can copy your username when you're up here as well, and you can also edit your profile picture or your video if you click on the frame up there. In the top left corner, you'll find the option to share your account with friends. You can connect your Facebook account to TikTok to import all your Facebook friends. You can share your contact list with TikTok in order to find other people that use TikTok as well, and you can also invite them directly. One more thing you can do is up here in the top right corner, you'll be able to scan TikTok code. You could use that to scan another phone for TikTok code. It's pretty similar to Instagram and Snapchat to directly access their profile. In the top middle, you will be able to switch through different accounts. So you can switch to another account that you have. You can also create new accounts, and you can have up to 3 accounts up there. You usually wouldn't have any more than those either. So up here, top right, is where you will be able to access your settings. It's pretty standard, so not that much to talk about. One thing that is interesting is content preferences. You can add languages that you speak. So if you speak multiple languages, you'll be able to add something like English or Spanish or whatever to this, so that TikTok only shows you content in those languages. Also, balance is pretty interesting. This is about TikTok currency, TikTok coins. We'll talk about that later in more detail, but basically what it is that you can buy currency with real money to donate to streamers. So if creators stream on TikTok, you can donate specific amounts of money to them in order to honor their work and to help them out. Also, you can edit your digital well-being settings. You can, for example, create a timer to see to limit your usage of TikTok for just leisure and free time purposes. I would recommend doing that because TikTok can get really addictive. But besides from that, there's not that much to look through. Everything else is pretty standard in here. The next page down here is called the inbox. Again, that's really similar to Instagram. It's what you call like activity feed. This is where you see, for example, if somebody liked your post, if somebody watched your post, if somebody commented on your post, etc. There's loads of things that you can do in here, and you can filter the activity up here by just seeing the likes, just seeing, for example, the comments, mentions, followers, and also the notifications that you get from TikTok. But besides from that, there's not that much to look at here. One thing to note, though, is that at the top right, you can click to direct messages. And that's something that's kind of special to TikTok, something that I think they should change in the future, because direct messages on TikTok work pretty weird. It's so that you can only message somebody if you connect your phone number to your TikTok account, and also you can only message someone if you both mutually follow each other. So if I follow your account and I want to like thank you or ask you something, I can't message you unless you follow me back, and therefore this feature isn't that much of that much use right now, but hopefully they'll change that in the future as well. So in the middle, you'll find the create button. This is where you will be able to create videos. We'll go into detail on that later because that's just too complex for this video, but just keep in mind that that's where you will be able to create your videos. Now, the next page is the Discover page. And that again can be compared to the Instagram Discover page. They both look pretty similar, and they do also much of the similar things. If you just scroll through here, you will see so loads of hashtags that you could look at, pretty different things, different hashtags, different themes, different topics, and it's just meant for you to be able to discover new content, to discover new things. Also, you can search up here. You can search for example, food. If I can type, right. And now you'll see the posts that rank the best, or that are top rated for this term. You can also, if you scroll through down here, you can see that there's also hashtags. You can look for users, sounds, and everything else. As well, if you click up here on the users, then you'll only get displayed the users that match the term food. Also, you can just click on the videos tab, so you only see videos. you can click on the sounds tab to only see sounds related to food, and you can also click on the hashtags tab to just see all the hashtags that are recommended or that are related to food. Okay, so the last page is the For You/following page. This is the main feed of your app, and this is where you'll probably spend most of your time. This is where the magic happens, where the content gets displayed, and where you can scroll through it. So I'm just going to tell you something about the main functionalities of the page. When you get on the page, the videos will start playing instantly, as you see right here. You'll be able to click, or if you tap on the screen, you'll be able to pause the video. If you double tap, you'll be able to like the video. Also, you can unlike them again here if you don't want to like a video anymore. And then there's many more functionalities that this page brings. So if you click on the username, you will get to the page of the profile page of the creator that made the video. You can then follow him and look through his other videos. As you can see, it looks pretty similar to Instagram as well here. If you click on the hashtags, you'll be able to get to the individual hashtag pages. If you click on the song title right here, you'll see all the other videos that were created using this kind of sound. And that's something that's specific to TikTok as well. So that's something you won't get with Instagram. TikTok sorts videos by sounds as well. So if you like a specific sound, you can look through all the videos that relate to that sound. You can also do that by clicking down here. So then you'll also get to the same sound page. You can add this sound to your favorites. Then you can click on the share button to just share your post to any other social media platform. You can also share the link, share it per messenger, as an SMS, per Twitter, and anything else. Some of the other things that are interesting right here are you can also click on the not interested button. This will make it so that TikTok will show you less of that type of content, and so you can actively manipulate and influence the kind of videos that you get shown on TikTok by the algorithm. The next thing you can do is you can report videos that you think are not right, that you think are that kind of violate the terms and services of TikTok. You can report those right here. You can also duet and react to videos, which is something we'll go into more detail later as well. And this is also where you can add the videos to your favorites. If you click on this comment button, you will be able to see all the comments that were made on the video. As you can see, you can also like them. You can, if you tap on the comment, you can answer them, comment the comments. Basically, you can write your own comment, use smileys and ads, just like with any other social platform. So this should be pretty familiar to you. One big thing to note is that there's both the For You page, which is kind of the stream of videos of people that you don't follow, but of videos that you like and that the algorithm thinks that you would be interested in. And then there's the following page. You can access that by clicking up here on following. And this is where you'll see videos by people that you follow. So this is the closest as it gets to the Instagram feed on TikTok. All right, that's it. I would recommend you to play around with those features a little bit to get to know the app a little bit better. And if you've used any of the other major social media platforms, I think you'll be up to speed in no time. It's not really that similar and not that different to for example, Instagram, as you see in the screenshots that we showed you. So just play around, experiment, and you'll get to know the tools really fast. So as you saw in the last video, TikTok is not that different from Instagram, besides that it is. The TikTok For You page is what makes TikTok so unique and what differentiates it from Instagram in many ways. Where Instagram revolves around the people that you follow and the people that you already know, TikTok is all about the people that you don't know. We touched on that earlier as well. But that really makes a big difference in how the whole platform works, and it also makes a big difference for you as a marketer, as a content creator on the platform. Because of the immersive, always-on scrolling experience that you have on TikTok, where the videos instantly play, they're always on autoplay. You really get immersed into that video stream, the infinite stream of videos that just keeps on recommending new videos to you. And because of the lower attention span that people on TikTok have, TikTok users they discover many new creators every day, and that's what makes it so interesting for you as a new creator, because there's way more chances to be discovered on TikTok than on Instagram. This makes it so much easier for you as a new and upcoming creator to gain traction on the platform, to attract followers, to grow your audience, your community on the platform. and it has challenged many people, or many people have therefore thought of many different ways how they can best get on the For You page. It's always been that mysterious thing that everybody wants to get on the For You page, but what many people don't get is that the For You page, anybody gets on it. The only difference is in how many views you will get on the For You page, and that comes from the kind of performance that your video has. But there have been many theories around the TikTok algorithm and how it works, and I'm gonna show some of them the more obviously wrong ones, and also some of the ones that are, in my opinion, really close to the truth, or at least somewhat close to how it really works. The first theory that has been going around the internet quite a lot is that TikTok scores your account based on your first couple of videos. So based on your first 5 videos, TikTok will evaluate your account and then assign a certain score to your page, your videos. If it's good, then you will get displayed on the For You page more often, and if it's not that good, you won't get that many views on the For You page in general. This was, for example, mentioned on the Pro Church Tools podcast with Brady Shearer, but in my opinion, there's no evidence for it, and it wouldn't make sense from TikTok's standpoint, because if creators created their first videos and then they didn't see any organic reach because their account got a bad score in this evaluation, they wouldn't want to create any more videos. And TikTok is all about getting more people on the platform, getting people to create more content. So in my opinion, this theory isn't really that true. Other users have also theorized that TikTok doesn't have any real smart algorithm, which in my opinion is also really stupid and far from the truth. And the way that they kind of argue that this is true is because they see videos of them that have a good amount of views, good ratio of views to likes, etc., and they still can't get traction on TikTok. But again, in my opinion, this theory is false, because TikTok always recommends the videos that you like to you, is always personalized, and there's definitely a smart algorithm behind the curtains. The last theory, and the one that makes the most sense in my eyes, is called the batch theory. And what it does is, when your video gets posted on TikTok, it gets pushed out to the first couple of hundred people. So you'll get maybe 100, maybe 200 views on your video, and then based on those views, TikTok will evaluate how good your content performs. It will look at the amount of replays, the amount of likes, the amount of comments, the amount of shares, the watch time, so how long people actually watched your videos, and then based on those statistics, it will calculate a score. And if your content is good, then it will get pushed out to the next higher stage, the next higher level, where it will be displayed to maybe 500 or 1,000 people, and then the cycle will just continue on until your video doesn't perform that well anymore. And if your video performs badly in the first go, then you will just not get that many views altogether. So why don't your posts go viral then? Well, this could be due to many different reasons, but one of the main counter arguments that I've seen to this third batch theory is that, well, my video got X amount of views and it got a really good amount of likes compared to those views, good amount of comments, so why isn't it going viral then? According to your theory, it should be going viral. From what I've observed, this could be because sometimes your followers are the ones that interact with your content lots more than somebody that doesn't already know you. So even though TikTok centers around new videos and creating new content, the videos, people still follow other people on TikTok, and so they will usually interact with those people a lot more and a lot better because they just like their content. If else they wouldn't follow them, right? And what this does is that you'll get many views or many comments, likes, etc. on your post quite early when you post the video, but they come from your followers and not from the For You page. And so your engagement rate on your post can be really good, but if it's not good with the people that don't know you on the For You page, then your video still won't go viral. Another interesting aspect of the TikTok algorithm is what the guys at Pro Church Tools call the delayed explosion. And that's a phenomenon that I've seen on TikTok as well. And it's when your post doesn't perform overly good. It's not above average, it's just a normal post. And then after a couple of days, a couple of weeks, or even months, your post, like from the next day, from now to the next day, it just blows up. It gets a huge amount of views and it goes viral after not going viral for a long time. And this is what they say comes from a concept where TikTok re-evaluates older content from time to time to see if it now has the potential to go viral. And they talked to a TikTok employee about that. So therefore, always keep your content online. Don't delete your old content, because it still brings in views and traffic to your page, to your profile, and it still has the potential to go viral in the future. To conclude, we'll probably never find out how the algorithm works exactly, but we for sure know that there are some things that you can look for in your videos, some qualities that will help you go viral, that will increase your chances of performing really good on TikTok, but we'll go into those in more detail in one of the next videos. So now we're going to have a closer look at the numbers behind TikTok and also the users that use the app. TikTok has amassed more than 1.5 billion downloads up to this point, both on the Android App Store, Play Store, and on the iOS App Store. The app has more than 800 million unique monthly active users, and it's available in 150 countries and 75 languages. Also, it's been one of the most frequented websites of the internet now, and it's growing rapidly, being amongst the top 500 of most trafficked sites, according to Alexa. Generally, users come more from the Asian kind of region, but the growth in Europe and the US and also Canada has been going up really rapidly. Since the app purchased Musical.ly and since it just became more popular in youth culture. Also, a study showed that over the course of 1 month, about 55% of users uploaded their own video to the platform. So more than half the people on the platform actively post on the platform as well. And more than 70% actually watched other people's videos. That was a study that was done. It shows how engaged the users are with the app. Another fact about most of the users is that they are really young. I think we talked about that already. According to several sources, more than 60% of the users are below the age of 30. And I would even go as far as saying that more people are below 20 or below 18 are still underage than all of the other user groups, because from my experience, just most of the users are somewhat like 13, 14, 15. But since TikTok is getting a lot more popular lately, and also more and more creators are getting onto, hopping onto the trend, are creating now on TikTok as well, and the content just kind of diversifies and matures a bit. It goes away from just being this lip syncing and dancing platform to being more of a platform for everything, just like Instagram or YouTube, for example. And what that does, it also the age of the users go up. So for example, 1 year ago, I would have never dreamed about going on TikTok, and would have thought it was the stupidest platform ever. But now there's lots more content for older users as well. Since the user base that started using TikTok 2 to 3 years ago, when it was still Musical.ly, is getting older as well, that just lifts up the demographics of the users. What's also really interesting about TikTok users is how they consume content on the platform. So on average, a TikTok user uses the platform for about 52 minutes per day, which is quite a lot. There have been also other sources saying that the average user clicks on or accesses the app up to 10 times a day, or on average around 10 times a day. And the attention span is really low. So since the videos are usually around 10 to 15 seconds, or sometimes 20 seconds, but usually not that much longer, the average watch time, from our experience, what we saw with the accounts that we managed and that we're still using every day, the average video gets about 10 to 12 seconds of watch time in the median watch time. So you really have to get your message out really quick. You have to be on point. You can't just elaborate a lot. You have to be quick and on point and use all the tools that you have to make entertaining, fun, and stunning content. One more thing is that the average session duration is also really high on TikTok. Other studies there found that it was around 4.9 minutes on average, which is higher than Facebook and Instagram, etc. With the long watch time and the long time that users stay on TikTok, and also the short attention span, what that does is users on TikTok see so much new content, so they consume so much content in any given day, that it's just a huge chance for, there's so many opportunities for other users or for new creators like you to get a piece of that pie and to become popular on TikTok as well. Things that you should look out for when creating content on TikTok concerning the users is that, as already elaborated on quite a lot, the users are usually pretty young. Immature comments, for example, under your posts might be something that you experience and that you have to just live with. I usually would recommend to just let them there. Just don't delete comments or anything. Just try to not to react to it and not get too into the discussion debate on a low level with immature children. So concerning all these statistics, there's of course a lot of sources that are contradicting each other, and therefore we linked all the sources that we got our information from below this video. So you can just click on the section in your course and you will see all the sources where we got our information from. You can read into the different statistics and studies to make up your own mind of how users are using TikTok and how this might help you in your marketing efforts. Before getting into the content creation itself, it's best practice to start off by kind of thinking about what your TikTok presence is going to do for you, how you will want to use your TikTok presence in order to gain customers for your business, and if that's not your goal, what your actual goal with your TikTok presence is. You will have to think about who you want to reach on the platform, how you are going to reach them, and how you can measure success so you can really know if TikTok is actually being useful for your company or if it's just wasting your time. So therefore I would recommend you to take some time out to think about that. The first step to do this is to create your buyer persona. Your buyer persona, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a visual representation of your ideal or average customer. And it's meant as a point of reference for you to be able to see if your TikTok efforts are really paying off, if you are reaching the right people, and it can be used for a variety of different purposes. One way to do this is by using the Make My Persona tool from HubSpot, which is one of the most popular digital marketing firms out there. They've got a free tool where you can just enter all the information and then you get it on like a really clear and easy to look through piece of paper. You can download it as a PDF and just like hang it up in your office or something like that. It really helps you to always kind of compare if the people that you're reaching on TikTok are the people that you actually want to reach. You can also do this by just using a normal piece of paper or in a Google Sheet. You really have freedom when you do this. There's not like one right or a wrong way. And what you want to do is you ask yourself some of the questions about your customer. So where does he live? How old is your ideal customer? What are his pain points? What are his goals? What does he like? What other creators on TikTok or on YouTube or on Instagram does he follow? Does he like? Does he interact with? We've actually even done a downloadable PDF for you with all the different questions that you could ask. So you'll find that below the video as well. And then just work through those to get a good sense of what your customer is and who he is and what you want. What you'll always have to remember is that users on TikTok, as already mentioned often before that, are really young. So generally you're talking to Gen Z, or so Generation Z, people 2000 and above, and the millennials, so Generation Y. And what you'll have to keep in mind is that they have in somewhat similar features or somewhat similar character traits that differentiate them from older generations. So typically these people will be more tech savvy, they'll be open-minded, they know their way around the internet and will be used to all the different tools and mediums that TikTok, for example, has to offer. And those are just some things that you should keep in mind when developing your voice with which you speak to your TikTok audience. A good example of this on Twitter is Wendy's, the fast food and burger chain. They run their own Twitter account where they're famous for roasting their competitors, as you see in the example that we'll show you, where they roasted McDonald's, and they do that on a regular basis. They have kind of built up a reputation around that, and it's really good marketing targeted at these younger generations, like our generation and also millennials, and it works great for them. Another food chain that does this really well on TikTok is Chipotle. They regularly post on TikTok, and they post kind of relatable, funny content that just users can relate to, that they can interact with, and they make it in such a way that it kind of relates to their brand, where you kind of get that want for Chipotle burrito, for example, when you watch their videos. But they do that without pushing their products into the videos, and that's what really makes them work so good. And that's why I think that their TikTok profile is a really good example of really targeted marketing, where they really adapt their voice and their branding and also how they interact with their followers to the social media platform they are on. Now, what they've done really good is that they kind of have a clear clear USP, clear unique selling proposition. They make funny, relatable content, and that's something that you should work on as well. So try to find your USP, try to find that thing that makes your business or your personal brand different from others, and then try to kind of show people that visit your profile, that see your videos, what your USP is, so that they directly know who they're following, what they can expect from you, and I think that will greatly improve your chances of growing rapidly on TikTok. So now what we're going to do is we'll really optimize your profile to look the best as it gets, look the best as it can, and to really show people that get on your profile, users that see your post and then click on your profile, what they will get from you. And the first thing that you will obviously have to think about here is if you want to position yourself as a personal brand or as a company. Now, generally speaking, companies have a harder time on TikTok, like generally on social media. It's easier to position yourself as a person. People like to follow people, and so usually it's better or easier to brand yourself as a person. But if you have really a company, then it wouldn't make any sense. So you have to think about the pros and cons here, and then decide for yourselves. Another thing that you should keep in mind is your design. So you will probably not have to do that much of design work because it's mostly video, but I'd still try to kind of establish your brand if you have a brand on other social platforms. I'd still try to kind of embed that into your videos using these colors, for example, or fonts, if possible, on your TikTok videos, just to have some kind of a consistent look. You don't have to do that much work there, but just something that you'll have to keep in mind for your videos. Try to kind of use your branding colors and the style that your other social media content is in also on TikTok. Now choose a profile picture or profile video that really looks good, that's high quality, and that shows users kind of what they're going to get. So this is something for me that's always really important. I look at the profile pictures, and if it looks bad, then I'll most likely not follow that person on TikTok or on any other social media platform. One example of this is, again, my girlfriend Anna, on her account where she talks about bullet journaling and lettering. She has a page of her bullet journal as her profile picture, which then directly shows her followers or people that access her profile what they're going to get from the account, from the page. Same goes for your bio. Since you only have 80 characters to work with, I'd recommend you put in your USP there. You kind of describe what you do on your profile, what kind of videos you post, and also one thing that you can include in there is maybe a written link to your website, to your Instagram profile, because that kind of helps conversions to those platforms. Since TikTok doesn't include any outgoing links, it's not possible to link to your website directly from YouTube, from TikTok. That's the best way you can do about that, and the best way you can kind of try to include that in your bio. Again, my girlfriend Anna is a good example of that. On her account, she included what she does on her account in her bio, also links to her Instagram and Pinterest accounts, so that people can also follow her on these platforms, because TikTok does allow you to link to Instagram and YouTube, but it doesn't allow you to link to Pinterest, and therefore including that in there just helps with more people getting on the platform as well. So now we're going to have a look at some of the content formats that are popular on TikTok. As you know, TikTok is a pretty visual platform, which in part comes from its history as Musical.ly, where it was all about dancing, lip syncing, and video. You'll find anything from amateur phone videos to studio-level productions on the platform. This TikTok content is usually structured in a pretty similar way. You'll always have the video itself, and then you'll have a sound that's accompanying the video. It's pretty much like music, and it often is involved in the content, kind of both intertwining and the video kind of being based on the contents of the sound. Then also you can add effects to the content, to the video on TikTok through their native editing tools. You can add transitions, etc. So that's also part of the experience. One of the most obvious content formats on TikTok are dancing videos. Dancing, as I already said, based on the history as Musical.ly, is still a big part of the platform. Combined with the sounds, these kind of TikTok dance challenges still make up a big part of the content, and are really popular. So including something like this in your content can also help your account grow massively. Another really popular format is lip syncing. This is often used for sketches, for comedy skits, and it's basically where some sound is really used to sync, or like the user that creates the video syncs his voice, his acting to a predefined sound. Also something that you can include in your content strategy. Another more broad kind of content format are challenges on TikTok. Challenges on TikTok are really at the heart of the community. It's what TikTok runs off of. It's something that's inherent to the platform. It gets created by TikTok themselves, so they initiate challenges as well, but also individual users or popular creators or companies can create their own challenges. And it's usually based around kind of a skill or something that you have to do. You have to complete a certain dance, a certain hard sports move, or anything really. And it always encourages the users to generate their own videos to kind of react to the original video, and it's what makes TikTok really the viral platform that it is. Another thing that you can do in TikTok is called a duet, and it's where you kind of react to a video that somebody else created. It's different to a reaction. The differences are quite subtle, so I'm going to try my best to explain it. So for a duet, your video and the original video are on the same level. They will be displayed next to each other, and it kind of encourages you to kind of do your own thing, or to do your own spin on the platform, on the video, to interact with the video. So for example, if it's a dance, people will use the dance themselves, or they will put their different spin on it, and it's also a pretty popular content format on TikTok. The pretty similar content format called the reaction has some differences, which are that for the reactions, your video is not in the foreground. So you'll have a big, the video that you're reacting to will be big in the background, and you will have a small kind of window that you can drag around with your own video. And it's meant for you to just show your reaction. I've not really seen this content format be used that often, and I don't really see the point in it, in having like a duet and a react feature. You can play around with it, but for me it's not a content format that I would play around really heavily. Now we get to some of the ways that users use the TikTok formats to kind of make different content. One of the ways is for kind of a vlog style video, as you might know it from Instagram, from YouTube. It's where people just create like a short video, like a trailer kind of format, where they put in several clips from their day, from their life, from a special event. It's really similar to Instagram stories, for example, or YouTube videos, and it's a really popular way to create content on TikTok. Another really kind of popular content format is the how-to format. So it's really broad, just videos that kind of give tips and tricks to a specific topic. This can be anything from cooking to digital marketing, so you'll find really anything on a platform. To me, from what I've observed in the last time, this is something that's gaining more and more traction as TikTok is diversifying their content offerings, and since more people kind of create on the platform, more niches, more topics are covered. This is something that's going to stay and is getting more popular. One type of content that's not really that unique, or it's not really a content format, but something that we should definitely cover because it's really popular on TikTok, what I would call just overall stunning and really engaging videos. For example, cliff jumping videos, or just videos that really get attention of the viewers. Also, these kind of satisfying videos are really popular on TikTok, just as they are on YouTube and other platforms. And that's something, or kind of content category that has a lot of potential for viral content, for really viral videos that are even amongst the viral videos in the top 10%. Another type of content format would be what I would call a sound-centered video, which is where you take kind of a sound and then you kind of make your storyline, the storyline of your video, fit that sound to kind of create a comedic effect, or create kind of a funny scene. It can't really be described or explained that well, so we're gonna just show you an example for that. But it's also really popular, and you can really use that for any kind of niche, any kind of topic that you're covering. It's really versatile in that sense. The last thing that you can do on TikTok is a live stream. Just like on Instagram or on Facebook or on YouTube, you can do live streams on TikTok for your followers, and you can even earn money with them, which we'll cover later as well. But there's one restriction, and that's that you can only do that if you have more than 1,000 followers. So you'll have to kind of wait a little bit in the beginnings to start creating your own live streams. But once you do so, this can be a really good way of building up a community and to engaging with your audience. Just one more thing that kind of makes it a little less appealing is that it's really hard for users to find your live stream. So you'll only see the live stream when somebody clicks on your profile. Then they will see that you are right now live. So you will really have to tell your followers when you are going live in order for them to really be there when you do, and so that you just don't stream to two people because you didn't tell anyone. In this video, we're going to cover everything that you need to know in order to go viral on TikTok. As you already know, TikTok makes it really easy for you as a creator to create viral content, whether you have 20 followers or 500,000. But there are still some things that you have to consider, and some things that can make it easier for you to create viral content, while some other things might result in you not getting any viral videos at all. So now we're going to cover some of the basics. We're going to also cover some of the most famous TikTok videos and see what they did right in order to gain their massive success. The first video that we're going to take a look at is the elephant toothpaste world record video. If you don't know it from school, this elephant toothpaste is kind of that science experiment where you put two liquids together and then there's like a massive foam explosion, as you might call it. And the video was so big because they tried to do the world record that their experiment was so big that it almost flooded their house, as you can see in the video. And that's what made the video go so viral. So I'm just going to read out the numbers to you so you can really like grasp how popular this video was in the app. The video got 232 million views at this point in time. It's also got around 17 million likes. It has 160,000 comments and also about 600,000 shares. So it's really one of the most popular videos ever on TikTok, to this point at least. And that's because the video really has all that it needs to be a really, really viral video. You directly see when you click on the video how like that it's this massive thing that they're planning, and the results also really spectacular. So it's naturally something that many people would share, that many people like, and yeah, that just gets loads of attention on the platform. The next video that we're going to cover shows a female model standing up on the back of a male fitness model while doing a dance. Like they get up from the ground, as you'll see in the video, and it looks just really impressive. Not many people can do it, and it's also one of those videos that really was a perfect match for the TikTok algorithm. It's short, it's on point, it uses a sound that was really popular at that point in time, and it's also stunning and something that you've never seen before, something unique, which are all traits that make a good viral TikTok video. The last video that we're going to cover is by a creator called Zach King, who is arguably one of the most popular creators of all time on TikTok and on other platforms as well. Also, he's probably the master of viral content, of viral videos. He does magic tricks and magic videos, and his videos always are really engaging, really fun to watch, and really stunning. In the video that I'm describing right now, he kind of is riding on broomsticks, flying through the air, and it really looks really realistic until you see that he's just riding on like this hoverboard, this electric hoverboard. And again, something that's just really fun to watch, really engaging, something you've not seen before. And he always just comes up with new tricks that make you laugh and that can entertain you. So now we're going to have a look at some of the common traits that these videos have and some of the things that you can take away to implement in your own videos to create viral content on TikTok. One of the biggest and, in my opinion, most important aspects on TikTok is to create unique content. Although there's a point to be made for reacting to trends and doing videos concerning trends that are popular right now, which can also work for you, what's a lot more impactful in the long run is just creating really unique kind of content that nobody else has done, which you can see in all these examples, because that's what really can make your video go super viral. So not just 100,000 views or 500,000 views, but 5 to 10 to 50 to 100 million views. Depending on your niche, that's what you would shoot for. That's what you should have as a target. And therefore, try to be unique, try to do something different than the other creators. Another thing that you can do to increase the likelihood of your video going viral is to push the completion ratio of your videos. So if users watch your videos for longer amounts of time, if they have a better watch time to video length ratio, then the TikTok algorithm will automatically push your video. And also if the users replay your videos. Because remember, TikTok's goal is always to keep the user on the platform for as long as possible. people. And if your content is the one that, or if your videos are the ones that really engage the TikTok users in a way that they stay on the app for longer, then TikTok is going to reward that, and then it's going to push your video out to more users. Strategies that you could implement to do this is, or are, for example, to do like a bait, kind of clickbait kind of scenario where you kind of tease the user at the beginning of the video for something that's going to happen over the course of the video or at the end of the video, so that they will stay on the video, that they will watch till the end, and therefore that your watch time and your completion rate will increase. Also, what you can do is you can do a seamless loop. So videos that kind of start where they end, kind of scenario, it's really hard to describe, but we'll show you kind of an example for that. They are really good because users will then rewatch them, and that's what also makes your videos go up the ranks in the TikTok algorithm. Now, as we discovered earlier, reacting to trends and staying up to date with them is also something that will increase the likelihood of your videos going viral. If you are one of the first ones to hop on a new trend, you can really quickly see lots of engagement on your posts. Although remember that many people that will like your video or see your video during some kind of like this trend craze, I'd call it, that they will go away after the trend, and if you can't satisfy them with other content that fits their interests, then that's not that much, not that important, or not that good for your engagement on your account. So keep that in mind, but you can still use that in a good way to increase your reach on TikTok. For example, news that make big headlines worldwide are usually things that will then trend on social platforms like Twitter, like TikTok. So look out for these and then try to kind of implement them into your content if they're not too serious and if they wouldn't cause any harm to your brand if you kind of talked about them too much, because it's just such a controversial topic. Another thing that you can do is use popular sounds. Sounds is something that are pretty unique to TikTok, and they function in a similar manner to hashtags, where people can find your videos through the kind of songs, the kind of sounds that you use. And therefore, if you use a popular sound, there's a higher chance of you getting discovered through that sound's own page. And also, people like to hear the sounds that are trending right now. More into them. They'll usually be a better fit for your target audience, and therefore that's something that you can take into consideration. The same goes for hashtags. If there's a hashtag that's trending right now, or that you think will be trending in the future, try to hop on the trend, and you might get into like the first couple of people that get lots of attention through this hashtag trend. One more thing you can do is to spark emotion in your posts. So if your posts really engage the users, if you can make your followers or your viewers laugh, then it's usually a good idea. Also, you can ask questions. By asking questions below your post, so in your post description pretty much, you can drastically increase the amount of comments you get on your posts, because usually these younger users will gladly interact with you. They really like to engage with the people that they follow, and therefore if you ask their questions, you can really get to know them a bit more. You get more comments on your post, which in turn then is better for the algorithm, so it's pretty much a win-win. One of the most important aspects though is that you stay consistent with your content. I'd recommend posting once a day at least, if you can, or have the resources for that. I might even try out 2 to 3 times a day. Some people say that's too much, that doesn't work that well, and that then your videos won't go as viral. But in my opinion, it always depends on the type of content you do, and also how good the quality of your content is. If your quality goes down drastically when you post more than once a day, then you probably shouldn't do it. But if you have the resources to, I'd recommend you to just kind of experiment, and then you'll find the right balance for your type of content and for your audience. In this video, I'm going to walk you through all the analytics that you can see in your TikTok account, because they can be really helpful for you to optimize your content, to see what's performing and working best, and what content you should avoid in the future. So we're just going to do the screen recording again, and I'll walk you through all the different properties. Okay, now we're in the back end of our TikTok account. We're using the account of my girlfriend, which has a bit more followers and a bit more statistics to look at, so that you can really see how this would look for an actual TikTok account that's being used. So the first page is the overview page, and this is where you'll see the video views. So you'll see how many views your videos got in the last week. You will also see how many views they got over the course of the last month, and you can see how your content is evolving, if you're still getting views, if your account is growing, or if you're account is declining, and can use that for your efforts as well. The next thing is the followers tab. So this is where you'll see how many followers you have. You can also just scroll through like this, and you'll see how many followers you gained on each day, again over the course of the last 7 days and the last month as well. Then you can see your profile views, same again for your last 7 days or 28 days, and this just shows you how many people clicked on your profile within the last period of time. Then you have the content tab. This is where you see the videos that you posted within the last week. So you see that in the last 7 days there were 8 posts made, 2+ posts since the week before that. You can click on here to see all the posts that were made in the last week, and you'll also see the views the videos got in that time period. The next thing is really valuable for you, and that's where you see which kind of videos got the most views within the last 7 days. So you'll also see videos that you posted a long time ago here that just still are bringing in massive amounts of reach for your account, massive amounts of traffic, and this is a really nice tool that TikTok gives you, because you can really see what kind of content performs good long term. Maybe you can replicate that kind of content and use that in future content production sessions as well. The last tab is the follower tab. This is where you see how many followers you have and how many you gained within the last week, again expressed in numbers. And you'll also see some of the demographics of your users. For example, in this case, it's approximately 79% female and 3% male. You'll see the top territories, so the countries where your followers are from. For this account, it's 85% from Germany, Austria, Switzerland, etc. And then the next thing you'll see is the follower activity. This again is really helpful to determine when the best time is for you to post. So you'll see both by hour and by day how many views your content got, how many of your followers are actually active at that point in time, and you can use that to determine when the best time for you is to post. The next thing is, or are the videos that your followers watched. This is for you to get inspired by other content creators about what kind of content your followers like. You can use that and implement the ideas from these videos into your own content as well, to create content that's more suited and more targeted to your specific audience. The last thing you'll see is the sounds that your followers listen to. This again can be really helpful. You can use this in your own content as well, which then just tells you that these are the kinds of sounds that your followers like, and then if you use them as well, it makes your content more targeted to them, more performant, and in the end, that's what you want. In the end, what you track and what you learn out of your data that you get in your analytics depends on your account and also your niche. But I would always recommend to regularly look into these statistics to see what's working, what's not working, and to improve on your current content. In one of our later case studies, we'll go into details about how we use these kind of analytics and these data points to really improve our content, to improve the posting time, to improve the performance, and to grow our account even faster. So now that you know what kind of content performs really good on TikTok, it's time for you to get into content creation yourself. One more thing before you start though, try to figure out how you're going to film the video, how you're going to edit the video beforehand, because that just makes it really much easier for you to plan the whole thing and to get into content creation more easily. Also, what I'd recommend you to do is to play around with the TikTok own editing tools before really expanding to something like a professional video editing software. That's just not necessary for TikTok content. It can be really helpful, but it's not something that you need right now. So as a beginner, the TikTok editing tools are more than enough for you. Also, try to plan your video to be below 30 seconds. If your video exceeds these 30 seconds, usually the engagement rate will drop off, your watch time ratio will not be that good, the completion ratio won't be that good, so don't try to make your content longer than that for the best results. And also don't try to sell anything. That's something that's really important on TikTok because there's not that many ads yet, so compared to Instagram or Facebook, where there's ads every couple of stories or every couple of posts. On TikTok there's not that many ads yet, so if you start creating content and everything you do is just promote your own products, your own services, that's something that will that other TikTok users will see in a negative way, and that will make your content be of less value to them. So try to not promote any of your products and services within the first couple of posts, and keep it to a minimum after that as well. When it comes to the equipment for your posts, you don't need anything too fancy. Something that can be really helpful would be a tripod for your phone. So your phone is enough, you don't need a big camera setup, but a tripod can be really helpful to create kind of a more stable image, and that you don't have to hold your phone in your hand the whole time. So that's something you can look into. You can get them for like $10 to $15 on Amazon. So just kind of look around, and if you can invest these $10, then I would recommend you do, because it just helps you a lot in creating your videos. When you do that, keep in mind that you're filming in portrait mode though, because some of the tripods don't allow you to hold your phone upside, like in the right way. We experienced that ourselves. We bought the wrong tripod and then we had to send it back. So just keep that in mind. You need your tripod to be flexible so that you can shift your phone around to create good TikTok content. If you want to create posts on TikTok daily, like we recommended to you in the last video, you'll have to consistently come up with good ideas for your content in order to stay relevant, stay engaging, and keep your followers happy. Therefore, I'd recommend you, first of all, to do a quick brainstorming session to kind of get the general idea of all the types of content that you could create on the platform. And the best way of doing this is a method I learned from Pat Flynn from Smart Passive Income. He's one of the biggest podcasters in the world, one of the people who have been pioneering the digital marketing world. And the way he describes this in his book is to use just use a notebook or a piece of paper or the software called mindmeister.com, which helps you to kind of organize your thoughts. And what you're going to do is just take 10 minutes of your time, set a timer on your phone, and then just write down anything that comes to mind concerning your topic and TikTok. Just write down anything. Don't try to organize anything yet. You'll do that later. Just try to get anything out of your brain that you could think of, any ideas, processes, or creations that come up. And then after those 10 minutes are up, just use the next kind of couple of minutes or half an hour to organize your thoughts into different content formats, into different content ideas, different topics that you can cover, and then you have a good starting point for your content on TikTok. Another way you can get inspired is by looking at other creators on TikTok. You can look for the most popular people, most popular influencers, see what they are doing, and try to get inspiration from that for your own content. Look for different trends, look for different content formats, different ideas, and then just implement them into your own content as well. Also, other social media platforms work well as an inspiration source. For example, Instagram or YouTube or Pinterest, or depending on your topic, even other platforms like Twitter, Snapchat. And also you can look at your own content on other platforms. So if you already have a brand that is creating content on a regular for different kind of social media platforms, you can look at your Instagram content, you can look at your YouTube content, and try to filter out ideas from that you could use in your TikTok posts as well. What you have to keep in mind though is that you will have to adapt the content to the TikTok way of doing things, to the TikTok culture, to the TikTok format. So just don't copy content from other platforms into TikTok and think it's going to perform well. You have to kind of take the essence of the content, but then create different content for TikTok, because otherwise it's just not how TikTok works, and your content won't perform that well. Now, what I would recommend to you is to build up a list of content ideas that you constantly can update, that you always have in the back of your mind. Something like Trello or Notion or Google Drive, pretty much any note-taking or organization software that you use. One feature that I would look for in the software is that it's cross-device, so that you can, if you're going for a walk or if you're on your way to work and you have a good idea that pops into your mind, you can quickly note that down, that you don't forget it, and you can keep the list always up to date, always with fresh ideas that you just can take from and that you can use in your daily content creation. If you've never created content for any platform, so social media platform or blog before, then this will be hard in the beginning. You'll maybe not come up with the right ideas in the first place, but just keep going at it and you will kind of build up a routine, and then it will get easier over time. If you put the right processes in place, then it will really get easier and you will manage it in no time. Now you can go ahead and start creating and shooting your first video. We'll go into the detailed version of how you can use the TikTok tools to create your content and to edit your video in the next couple of videos. Okay, in this video we're going to take a look at how you can film your video using the TikTok tools and what kind of possibilities they offer to you. Right, so now we're in the kind of editing and filming studio, I'd call it, of TikTok. this is where you can film your videos. At the bottom you can see you can pre-select a specific length of your video. What that does is at the top you see this small bar. This is where this is kind of gets filled up when you create your first video clip. So when I click on the record button here, this gets filled up. And if I have kind of a clip length pre-selected, that will show me how much of that I've already used up, so that I don't create content that's longer than the pre-selected length. We'll delete that for now. And what you can also see is that there's the photo templates option here. What you can do is you can just upload photos, and then TikTok will automatically create kind of a photo slideshow for you to use in your videos and to upload directly for you on your TikTok profile. So now if you want to shoot your video, just press on the red button, and if you're finished with the clip, you can release the button, and then you've got your first video clip up there. You can then press the button again to record your next clip, and so on. And so you can just use that to adjust your position. If you, for example, have to rearrange your setting, you can do that, and then you can create the next clip once you're finished. Now you can add effects to your videos. You can just look through those. There's loads of effects. Many of them are for faces. Some of them are for backgrounds. It's pretty much the same thing as with Snapchat or Instagram. And you can just look through them, play around with them. And then you can also add them to your favorites list. So if you have some effects that you use on a regular basis, you can add them to your favorites to find them more easily. What you can then also do is you can add a flash, so you can turn on the flash, turn it off again, depending on your lighting situation. You can use a timer. This is really convenient if you are filming alone and you want to get a specific shot of you in the video, and you would otherwise have to like press the button while also recording. So you can create a timer, and then the countdown will go down, and once it's over, it will start creating the video for you. The next thing you can do is add a filter. Again, that's pretty similar to other social media platforms. It just alters the appearance of the video. Again, you can just click random filters that you like. You can, with that button up there on the top left, you can delete them again. And when you click on management, you can uncheck some of these filters to not show them again in your on your profile, on your post. One more thing that you can now edit is how strong the filter is supposed to be. So as you see in the video, you can change just the saturation. Another thing you have is the beauty filter, which just kind of gets rid of pimples and skin impurities. Many people leave that on. Depends on your preference really, but the options there, of course. And you can also determine what kind of speed your video should have. So this will then be helpful if you want to create a certain effect with your video. You can double the speed, you can use half the speed, etc. And you can also flip your camera up here, pretty standard. Once you're finished and once you're satisfied with your result, you just click the button down here, and then you can go to the next step, which will then be the editing process. The best way to do this, in my opinion, is to first do a test run to kind of get to know the features and possibilities that you have, and save that as a draft, and just keep on making new drafts, new versions of your video until you're satisfied. It will take some time in the beginning to get used to, but once you've kind of figured things out, it will become a lot easier for you. Now we're going to have a look at some of the things that you can do after you've created your video to edit it, to enhance it, by, for example, adding stickers and effects and text to your videos. One more thing to note though is that you can, when you are not really happy with one of the clips that you shot in the last video, that you can always delete them by clicking on this delete button right here, and if you confirm, you see that your video will get deleted. But now we're going to take a look more at the kind of post-production features of TikTok. Again, you can here change your sound, or you can add a sound if you haven't added one already. TikTok has a bunch of different options for that. You can look for different kind of topics. You can look for the viral top 40 for different kind of themes that TikTok has, and you can also save them as favorites. So if you have favorites, so that you can get back to all the sounds that you used or that you like to use for your videos at a later point as well. And you can also search for specific songs up here. What you then can do is again change the visual appearance of your videos by adding, for example, kind of an effect. You can use a visual effect, a sticker, you can use a transition, a split, or a time. For example, slow motion, repeat. That just are some of the options that TikTok gives you to enhance your video. And how you can do this is by just clicking on the video, and then the effect can be applied. The next thing that you can do is you can add text to your videos. This works really similar to, for example, Instagram stories or Snapchat. Just type in any text that you want, then you can use these options to change kind of the font and the appearance of the text. You can use all of these options. Then you can change the color, and you can also put like a background behind it, change that color, change the alignment of the text. So you want to put it on the right side, on the left side, or center the text. It's all up to you. Now you can just move around the text anywhere you like. If you drag it up there to the kind of bin that's up there, you can delete the text again. And if you kind of press on the button, on the text, then you can edit the text again. You can set a duration. So that's something that's important or nice to know as well. If you don't want your text to appear for the whole duration of the video, you can edit it so that it just appears for a certain time period in the video. And now it's not there, and it will appear in the middle of the video, and then it will disappear again. One more thing that you can do is to add a sticker. There's loads of options right here. You can just scroll through them. You can search for specific items for GIFs. You can use emojis. Yeah, there's many options that you have. You can just play around with those as well. Also, you can adjust the volume, both of the sound that you're using and the original soundtrack, so the sound that your phone, for example, was recording, to maybe delete that or put that down to 0 if you don't want to have that in your video in any way, or just to balance it out, that it just sounds good. Filters are the same way as talked about earlier, so it's just you just have the same options again. Yeah, not much to say there. And if you're finished doing this, then you can just click on the next button, which then enables you to go to the last page that you can get to. This is where you can add your video description, you can add hashtags, you can tag friends in your video description. You can also set who is able to see your post, so if the post is public, or if it's only for friends or only for you, you can set that right here. You can also say if you want to allow comments, if you want to allow duets and reactions to your content, and if you want to save the video to your album. Also, you can add a cover for your post, so you can choose what kind of scene inside your post you want to be your cover. This is what people will see when they are on your profile and they're scrolling through your feed. This is the kind of video segment that you will be able to see and what they will get as a first impression. So try to choose something that looks enticing, that looks good. You can now just share the posted video also to WhatsApp, Snapchat, and Instagram. You can save it to your drafts, or you can directly post it on the platform. To better illustrate how this would work in a real-life example, I've got my girlfriend Anna here, who's been creating TikToks for a while now, and she's going to tell you how she goes about her TikTok video creation process.
Okay, so for filming my TikToks, my first step is always to find inspiration on Pinterest or Instagram or YouTube, and then I just note it down into a document where all my content ideas are. And once I have a good idea, I just add it to my weekly plan that I do every Sunday. Before I start filming, I set up my tripod and an attractive background that's a little bit better looking than my desk, and then I just start filming and drawing. Once I'm done filming, I just airdrop all my files to my computer because I edit on my computer, but you can just do it on your phone if you want to. I insert the files into Premiere Rush, which is the program I use to edit, and then I just do small edits like cutting out my hands or something. And once the video is about 15 to 25 seconds, I import it and export it, and then I drop it back to my phone. So the next step would be to import the video into TikTok, and then I add a filter and music, which is just better and more attractive for my TikTok followers. Then I add a caption, and I will always ask a question in the caption so my followers can engage more and I can interact with them. So I just add 2 to 3 hashtags so my caption is not too cluttered, and then I add it to my drafts or post it immediately.
Usually filming a TikTok video won't take you that much time, but if you want to stay consistent and if you publish a video every day, and even if you maybe share the TikTok profile between several people that produce content, it can get messy really quick. So having an kind of organization structure and a content calendar, content plan can really help you out a lot. It will also help you in not forgetting when some kind of major holidays arrive, something like Christmas or other holidays, Halloween, that you can use in your marketing efforts, that you can kind of include in your videos to do really time-specific marketing on TikTok. Also, it will definitely help you out in the long run. It will save you time, and creating content on a daily basis gets way easier if you have a good structure to support it. One way that you can do this is by planning out your months in advance. So if you have a bigger team, for example, if there's multiple people working on TikTok, on your TikTok account, then that might be a good idea to really have a content plan for the coming month. That might be too ambitious for just a lonely, like a solo entrepreneur or one marketer that's running the account all by themselves. But if you have a bigger team or more things that you have to look out for, then that definitely will be a good idea. When you do this, I would recommend using something like a Google Calendar, a specific Google Calendar, or some other social media marketing and content planning tool like CoSchedule, etc. There's loads of them out there. You can even use Trello or Notion for this. And what you want to do is to plan out different videos for each day. So you want to plan out all of the videos that you're going to post. You could even put in like themed weeks or themed months even, where you just talk about a specific topic. And what you can also do is you can look at the calendar and see if there's any major events coming up, something like, for example, as we told earlier, Christmas or Halloween or Thanksgiving, where you can then create content around that holiday. Also, you can look for seasonal content, content that's centered around the theme of winter or summer, something like this, centered around a specific sport, or something that just has to be addressed in a timely fashion because it's then just not relevant anymore. What you can then do is create a weekly calendar out of that, so a weekly content plan, which is where you assign a specific post to every day of the week, and you plan it out in advance just to keep your things a bit more organized. I would recommend you do this not on Sunday for the coming week, but more like in the mid of the previous week, just so you have a bit of buffer between those weeks, that you don't get into time trouble because you haven't got time on Sunday, for example. So just keep your schedule, create your schedule ahead of time so that you don't get under time pressure. You can do this either the old-fashioned way with pen and paper. If you have a notebook, for example, that you use and that you keep by your side all the time, you can use that. What I would do and what I would recommend is using something like, again, Trello or Notion or Evernote, because it just is cross-platform, cross-device, and you can access it from any device that you're on. One thing to note, though, is that you should leave room for viral videos or really hot topics that come up during your week, during the month, because then it makes sense to react to them instantly. So what I would then do is just move the post that you originally planned for that day and do something else, and move that post to maybe the next week or one of the following weeks. In this video, you're going to learn everything about hashtags on TikTok. Hashtags are used on TikTok in the same way as they are used on, for example, Instagram or Twitter. They are used to categorize content around specific topics, interests, context, etc. And they're used by the users to find posts and content that they're interested in and kind of to build communities. Also, they can be used to create these hashtag challenges that we talked about earlier. So these challenges that make up the heart of TikTok's culture, they usually center around one hashtag, which then gets used by all of the participants to kind of group their content together and to form this challenge. Some hashtags that you might see quite often on TikTok are the hashtag for you page, hashtag FYP, hashtag for you page, all of those kind of hashtags. They are used by so many people because there are rumors that they might help you get on the for you page, which is of course everyone's goal on TikTok. But there's no real evidence that that actually is the case. Since everybody uses them, there is a lot of attention on these hashtags. There's around 700 billion views on the hashtag FYP at this point in time. But since so many people use it, it doesn't really give you much because it doesn't help you in any way if you can't get to the top couple of videos for the hashtag, and that's really, really hard. So in my opinion, there's no point in using them for your posts. A much better way to use hashtags is to actually describe what your content is about. So use hashtags that really tell the users and tell TikTok what your video is talking about, what kind of context it has. For example, if it's a cooking video, and if you're kind of like cooking Italian pasta, for example, you could use the hashtag cooking, hashtag Italian pasta, whatever. Just hashtags that really describe what you're doing in the video to allow other users to find you through that hashtag if they are interested in these topics. One difference that you have with hashtags concerning TikTok versus Instagram is that on TikTok, you wouldn't go ahead and use as many hashtags as on Instagram. These hashtags stuffing kind of techniques that you will see on Instagram posts where they just post 30 hashtags in their comments, that's something you wouldn't do on TikTok because the space is pretty limited on your post, and everything that you include in your post there on TikTok will just look really cluttered and stuffed, and therefore I wouldn't recommend using more than 2 to 3 hashtags that really describe the content of your video. You can of course use more than that. There's no real limit to the amount of hashtags that you can use, but what is limited is the amount of characters that you can use for your description, for your video description. That's limited to 150 characters, so you can kind of test out and see how many hashtags you can fit in. But as I said, I personally wouldn't recommend using more than 2 to 3 hashtags, maybe 4, maybe 5, but that's the maximum that I would recommend. What makes hashtags on TikTok also unique is the way that they are used for contests and communities and for challenges. So you can create a challenge around a TikTok hashtag. There's even an option for a paid version of that for bigger corporations and companies. Then usually you would have kind of a challenge that uses this hashtag for kind of the entries. So everybody who will enter and participate the challenge will use this hashtag in their content. And this way you can really drive user engagement, create user-generated content for your brand. And therefore, I'd highly recommend you try out creating like a branded hashtag for yourself, some kind of challenge that you do on a regular basis with your followers to drive traffic and to grow your account. One brand that used this hashtag challenge in combination with a real challenge they call the In My Denim challenge was Guess, the fashion brand. They created this In My Denim challenge to promote their new collection. And what they did, what the content of the challenge was, to show off your favorite look in your denims, to kind of do a transition. So the users that participated would do a transition from like a bad-looking quote-unquote outfit to an outfit that looked really good, where they wore their denims. And this was also supported by influencers. So they created videos together with influencers to promote the challenge. And it was a huge success. It generated more than 40 million views in total for the brand. And raised a lot of brand awareness for Guess. If you want to read more about this challenge and see the detailed statistics about how it worked and what the results were, we're going to link the official TikTok case study in the description below, or in links below. So to conclude, hashtags are and will be in the future a big part of the TikTok community, and I see a huge chance in establishing a TikTok community with a challenge that you do for your followers, with your followers. Trying to make that big and trying to gain a lot of user interaction and engagement from that kind of challenge using hashtags. One of the easiest and most obvious ways to generate followers and reach on TikTok is by doing collaborations with other influencers and other content creators on the platform. This can be done in a pretty similar fashion to, for example, on Instagram or on YouTube, by you just posting videos or content with each other, and just complementing each other to benefit from each other's reach and followers. There's also other ways you can collaborate, which are not as easy to do, but they can have an even bigger impact. For example, if you if you're in a group of influencers, just create some kind of challenge for each other, which then leads to the followers of everybody just going through all the other accounts that are participating in the challenge and following each other, and just growing the reach of all the participants of the challenge. Another easy way you can do this is by creating multiple part series where you post one part of the series on your account, for example, and then the second part on the account of some other creator or influencer on TikTok, and then you just both link to each other. So you can then say in the video, part 2 will be on this and that person's TikTok account, which then leads to people going there and looking at their content as well, maybe following them even, and it just creates a beneficial situation for both of you. One more way you can do this is by by collaborating on big projects, like the elephant toothpaste video that we saw earlier, where lots of big influencers just put all their resources together to create that one really stunning and viral video that gained over 200 million views. The best example on TikTok for doing these kinds of collaborations is the Hype House. It's a collective of big TikTok influencers that even live in the same house together, so that they can more easily collaborate on videos, and they regularly post videos together to grow together and just to benefit from each other's followers. Together, all the inhabitants of the Hype House have more than 150 million followers, and just the TikTok account of their house has more than 8 million followers as well. They said in an interview that they also produce more than 150 videos per day, so you can imagine what kind of effect these collaborations have on their following and on their reach. Okay, so how can you now go about creating these kinds of relationships and doing these kinds of collaborations? One of the easiest way would be to just directly challenge someone to participate in your challenge. For example, if you have some kind of challenge going on with your community, with your following, with your followers, it would be an easy idea just to tag someone and kind of tell them to participate if they're interested, if they're in the same niche as you are. Another way you can do this is by sending them a direct message, which usually doesn't work that well on TikTok, so I would do it this way. I would go on Instagram and try to direct message them there, or kind of trying to find out their email address to contact them that way. Some things that you should keep in mind, though, is that these kind of collaborations have to be mutually beneficial for both parties. So if you have just 50 followers on TikTok, you're not going to get someone with 100,000 or like 1 million followers to do a collaboration with you, especially not an unpaid one. Therefore, kind of look for other creators that are on the same level or just a bit higher than you in terms of followers and engagement and views, so that it really benefits both of you. Also, when contacting them, try to make clear what they will get from the collaboration, what benefits they have in collaborating with you. Maybe you can help them out with something. Maybe you have more reach than them, so they will benefit from your reach. Just make sure that they will get actual benefits from the collaboration. That will make it much, much easier for you to find accounts that will actually want to do a collaboration with you. Another great way of generating user engagement and views on TikTok is by doing giveaways or contests. This can be obviously a paid kind of traffic source as well, but you can also give away some kind of service that you offer to make it more of a free giveaway, where you just give away your time and not anything that costs you actual money. When doing your giveaway on TikTok, you should adhere to some basic rules for giveaways or contests. The first thing that you should definitely do is create a unique hashtag for the contest and for the challenge. So, for example, if you give away something to users that kind of do a specific challenge, or the best entry for some kind of challenge that you get or that you do, create a hashtag for that so that you see how many people actually entered the challenge, how many people actually participated in the contest, giveaway, whatever, so that you can really track how effective your contest, your giveaway is. Also, some things that you should definitely take care of are some basic rules for your contest. So, for example, what do you have to do to enter your contest? Also, you'll have to think about who can actually participate in your contest. So, if you are giving away something that wouldn't be appropriate to the younger kind of audience of yours, you'll have to kind of define it in your rules that you aren't allowed to enter if you're under the age of 18 or 21 or whatever. Also, you should tell your users if your contest or giveaway is sponsored by a certain corporation, a certain brand, because that can get you into legal issues if you don't disclaim that before you do the contest. One more thing that's really important is that you do the challenge, a contest, a giveaway, where users don't have to use copyrighted materials to complete the challenge, because that as well can get you into serious legal issues, so look out for that. Then two more things that are really important. First of all, choose a good price. So choose a price or kind of a thing that you give away that really is valued by your audience, that the people that follow you really want to win, because if you give away something that nobody wants, then nobody's going to participate in your challenge or in your contest, and that's not what you want. Also, choose a good kind of length for the time that you run your contest. I wouldn't do more than 7 days. If it's really like a complicated thing, maybe do 30 days, but usually a week will do the job. And also, choose something that's not too hard to do. So if you choose something that's really, really hard to do, nobody's going to participate. Choose something that's not too easy, not too basic, but not too hard either. You'll have to find the right balance there to make a contest not too easy, but not too hard either. One example of someone who did this really successfully is the TikTok user Dominic Ditana, who did a giveaway where he gave away a pair of Apple AirPods, and his post really took off and he gained huge amounts of followers because of that giveaway. To participate in the challenge, you had to like the post, you had to tag 5 friends in the comments, and you also had to follow him on Instagram. His post now has more than 200,000 likes, more than 14,000 comments, and over 1,000 shares. You can really see what impact this giveaway had on his following on Instagram. As when you look at the statistics in September, so the month before he did the giveaway, he only got 1,000 new followers on Instagram, while in the month after the giveaway, he got 7,000 new followers on Instagram. So you really see that there's like a huge impact this giveaway had on his following on Instagram. Therefore, using these kinds of giveaways for cross-promotion is also a really good idea to also grow your Instagram account or your YouTube following by doing these kinds of challenges. That's it. I think this is one of the easiest ways to get really big amounts of reach. You might have to put some money in, but you can also find ways to get around that and to do it for free. But it will either way have a really big impact on your following on TikTok. To sum it up, what you need to do to build up a genuine, real community on TikTok is to constantly engage with your followers. For example, by commenting on other creators' posts that are in your niche or that are related to your kind of topics that you talk about and that you post about. What you really have to keep in mind, though, is that these have to be genuine and that these have to be real. They can't be just like, I like your post, like these standard kind of Instagram spam comments, because you really see that when the comment is really genuine and if somebody really likes your post, and if it's just some kind of spam comment to get more engagement for themselves. So try to just distinguish between those and try not to fall into the category of these spam comments. Another thing that you can do is asking and answering questions on these posts by other creators in your niche. Be helpful, be engaging, and kind of just help us out to kind of build up your reputation in your niche as being someone who, is just helpful and a nice person to talk to, and just a good person in general. Also, ask questions in your posts. This will help you engage with your audience a bit more. You'll get more comments, you'll learn more about your audience, you'll see what they like, what they don't like, what kind of their preferences are, and it just makes for a much better community feeling. When you do this, also try to answer any comments that you get, so that users really know that you care about them, that you really take your time to answer them and just to engage with them, to chat with them, because that really builds up that community and trust as well. The next step then would be to build a routine out of that. So to constantly or to daily answer any questions that you got on your posts, to regularly comment on other people's posts, answering questions, just engaging with the community, talking to others in your niche, in your kind of content sphere, and being engaging, and that will hugely impact how you are and how you and your brand are perceived on TikTok. Of course, you can also use TikTok to do paid promotions for your TikTok account or even your website, your other social media profiles, but it works in a somewhat different way than it would work on Instagram, because there's no way to add an external link to your TikTok profile yet. So you wouldn't be able to really promote, for example, a website or some kind of product that you sell through other influencers on TikTok. What you can do, though, is you can kind of get like a shout out from them where they tag you in their posts, or where you kind of create content together and they link back to you, to your account, so that you get followers and views from that. This can be done either as a duet, where some kind of content creator or influencer reacts to your video or kind of puts its own twist on the video that you created originally, and then you'll automatically be tagged below that, meaning that people can access your account, your profile from the content creator's video, following you and liking your posts, interacting with your profile, and so on. Also, you can do this as kind of like a collaboration where you both create content together and then the influencer posts that on his profile, again linking back to your profile so that you will get traffic from that. You have to keep in mind, though, that TikTok views aren't as valuable as, for example, views on Instagram or on YouTube, because these TikTok users see so much content within any given day. The attention they give to your post specifically is not that valuable and not that much. So make sure that you don't overpay for TikTok shoutouts and TikTok collaborations. A good way you can kind of estimate how much you would have to pay for a shoutout by any given influencer is by using the TikTok Money Calculator. It's a tool that gives you an estimate for how much you should or have to pay for a shoutout of any given influencer. So how it works is you just put in your username, you put in the username of the person that you're trying to get a shoutout from or trying to buy a shoutout from, and based on the kind of followers he has, based on the interaction rate, based on how many posts he has and how many likes he has, the tool will then calculate an estimate for how much you should have to pay for a shoutout from that influencer. When it comes to this, what you also have to look out for is that engagement is always more valuable than the amount of followers that someone has. So just because someone has loads of followers doesn't mean that it would be a good option for you to buy a shout out from them or do a promotion with them. So look for the engagement rate. Look at how many comments the posts are getting. Look at how many shares the posts are getting and how many likes, because that's a way better indicator of success and a way better indicator if the influencer is doing something right. Also, when it comes to the TikTok money calculator tool that I just showed you, keep in mind that that's just a rough estimate. So depending on the kind of content that you do, the kind of niche, target demographic that you have, you can easily add up to between 50 and 100% on top of the price that you get from the tool to get a more realistic estimate. If you're looking to do a big influencer campaign with lots of influencers, it might be a good idea to look at platforms like NeoReach, Upfluence, or the TikTok-owned TikTok Influencer Marketing Hub to find influencers that are suited for your purposes. If you just want to buy a shout out for maybe one or two creators, just ask them for a rough estimate of how much they would want to earn from a sponsored post, and then you can go on and negotiate from there. Easy ways to find accounts that are suited for your influencer marketing needs would be to look for the most popular hashtags in your kind of target market and see who's dominating those hashtags. If there are like a couple of people that are consistently in the top spots for these hashtags, try to reach out to them. Also, if you see other accounts that are consistently getting a good amount of views, that's also an indicator for someone who might be well suited for your influencer marketing campaign. All in all, doing paid shoutouts is not something that you need right now to really grow on TikTok. It's meant to be more of a supplement to the organic traffic that you can get from TikTok. It's not suited for everybody. Big companies do it and it works out for them well. Also, there's not that many ads on TikTok right now, so there's still a lot of attention that you can get, and you can even reach even more people if you do ads together with your normal organic content. So just keep that in mind and try to figure out if doing really paid shoutouts or paid campaigns is the right thing for you. Another good option for paid promotion on TikTok is using TikTok ads. This still isn't accessible to anybody. It's an invite-only system, and you have to pay a lot of money to really be invited to really be considered. So this isn't a viable option for many people, but they are planning on implementing a self-booking platform similar to Google and Facebook, where you can then easily book ads yourself on a bidding system, as I said, similar to Google and Facebook, which then makes it easy for anybody to invest just the amount of money that they can afford. This could be a big chance for people that are willing to spend some money on ads, because usually when platforms like this start, the ad costs are considerably lower than on the already established platforms like Facebook and Google. And therefore, if you know about this and if you get into it early when this comes out, you can really leverage that for your purposes, for your business's success. Even though these ads aren't available to any business right now, we already know the ad formats that you can purchase on TikTok. The first one being the top view, which TikTok calls the prime real estate on TikTok. You get up to 60 seconds of video that has sound on and is auto-played, so everybody watches it and nobody has to click on it to watch. And it's really distraction-free viewing that gets users to interact with your ads and to click through to your profile or your website. Then there's also the brand takeover ads. These are 3 to 5 seconds long, and you can use an animation or just a normal video for those. And you also get really distraction-free viewing. The people can interact with your video and click through to your website or your TikTok profile. Then there's also the in-feed ads, which, as the name suggests, appear in your feed. They can also be up to 60 seconds long, and users will be able to interact with them, meaning they can comment on the ads, they can share them, they can like them, and they also can click through to your profile, just like with any other normal post that I would see on their For You page. One of the formats that's really specific to TikTok is the branded hashtag. This is where you can choose a hashtag that then will be the center of maybe a challenge that you do, and this can be combined with purchasing guided campaigns from TikTok, so you can get guidance from TikTok on how you best optimize your challenge for maximum engagement, how you can drive the most amount of user-generated content, and you can also combine this with campaigns by influencers, where influencers would kind of promote these hashtag challenges to drive even more traffic to your website, to your profile, and just grow your following in general. The next kind of ad format that there is the branded effect, which is similar to Snapchat, where you can kind of create an effect that people can use on their posts. This will be done by the TikTok team themselves. So therefore this can get quite expensive, but it can also be really, really effective for your company because it's fun and engaging. People like to use nice looking effects on their videos. Another tool that TikTok gives you is the TikTok Creator Marketplace. This is a TikTok own tool that they created for you to find influencers that are suited for influencer marketing campaigns. So you can register there and then you can search for influencers that are in your niche, that are relevant for your campaigns, and then they will get approached by TikTok themselves. This is as well an invite-only platform, but it might be really effective for you in the future, and they might make it open to the public. So just keep that in mind and check back at a later date to see if that might be of interest to you. Putting all of these components together, you get a full-blown advertising campaign. These are only relevant for large companies that can afford huge ad budgets, but you can still learn a lot from these advertising campaigns because there have been quite a lot that have really blown up and that have really generated a lot of traffic, a lot of value for the brands that did them. Such an advertising campaign would consist of a contest that you would do, so just like a challenge, and then TikTok ads that to complement that, and also TikTok influencer campaigns to promote these kinds of challenges, to gain more reach, to get more traffic, and to get more users to participate in them. This can really have a huge impact on the company, and even if you can't afford such a huge scale campaign, maybe it would be easier for you or possible for you to find micro influencers in your niche to do something that has a similar style, but just not with that much of a budget behind it. Instead of a official branded hashtag challenge that costs you money, you can just do like an unbranded one, which literally does the same things for you, but just saves you a huge amount of costs if you don't have the facilities and the resources for that. One of the most significant advertising campaigns was done by MAC Cosmetics. It was one of the most popular advertising campaigns on TikTok to date, and it was launched during the New York Fashion Week. The challenge was called You Own It, and its kind of purpose was to challenge users on TikTok to show their weaknesses, their bad sides, to show diversity, to show maybe things that they are insecure of, and just to spread an overall positive message on TikTok. Kind of in stark contrast to what you would have on Instagram, where it's really this perfect world, and kind of to work against that on TikTok. To get the challenge kickstarted, they also cooperated with many big influencers from Mexico and the US in order to promote their challenge when it was not that popular, to kind of get it off the ground. The campaign was a huge success, generating more than 2.6 billion views to this date, and generating a lot of engagement and brand awareness for MAC in the result. Now we're going to have a look at some of the ways that you could use TikTok to drive sales for your company or to directly make money, for example, by doing sponsored posts for other brands. As you heard by now, it's not possible at the moment to include an outgoing link to your website or kind of your other social media platforms besides Instagram and YouTube to your profile. But TikTok is testing this feature with big brand accounts like Chipotle, for example. So this might be an option later. It might be a feature that they implement for everybody, or it will be something that's a paid version. We don't know that yet, but I think there's definitely going to be an update. And I really think that they will include this as a free feature for everybody. But since it's not there right now, the best way to use TikTok to help out your company is really to just raise your overall brand awareness and to grow your Instagram and YouTube profile with it, where you can more easily really convert your followers into sales for your company. Also, if you're trying to use TikTok in order to become an influencer yourself, making promotions for other companies, really focus on growth at this point and not worry too much about actually monetizing your account. You can always do that later, but it always kind of decreases your trust, or the trust that your followers have in you if you start doing ads more regularly. So keep it to a minimum, or don't even start it until you really have to, until you've reached like a higher milestone, because it kind of hinders the growth and the trust that your followers have in you. As you've heard by now, the best way for you to benefit from your TikTok following and growth is to try to use it to grow your YouTube and Instagram growth as well, because these platforms just allow for easier conversion, and therefore in this video we'll discover some of the techniques that you could use, some of the strategies that you could use to increase the amount of people that go from your TikTok account to follow you on Instagram as well or on YouTube. One of the most important things is that you give your followers value on every platform. So don't just copy the content that you post on Instagram to TikTok and to Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube, and etc. Because that just there's no incentive for people to follow you on these platforms if they see the content already on TikTok. Since producing really completely different content for each platform is kind of unrealistic, when you have to do that all the time, every day, what kind of the compromise would be is to change up the format a bit. So for example, you post a short version of your content on TikTok, then you do like a more longer version that goes into a bit more detail on Instagram. And for example, you could do a really long and really in-depth version of your content on YouTube. Another great way to drive traffic from TikTok to Instagram and YouTube is to do multi-part content, where you post one part of your content on TikTok and then the other part on either YouTube or Instagram to incentivize people to follow you on Instagram and to check out your Instagram profile as well as your YouTube profile. The best kind of way you could do this is by building up anticipation on TikTok. For example, you show the setup of some kind of experiment or challenge or whatever on TikTok, and then you reveal the final result on Instagram or YouTube to really give an incentive for people to follow you there. Another great way is to do multi-platform giveaways, as we discussed earlier, where you you tell people to follow you on Instagram in order to participate in a certain giveaway or contest. You have to be careful though, because this might end up or result in people following you just because of the giveaway, and you might get some kind of dead followers, which then will not engage with your posts from there on, or will unfollow you after you finish your giveaway. So just be aware of that, but usually you will still benefit greatly from these kinds of multi-platform giveaways. You can also directly promote your Instagram or YouTube account in your TikTok post from time to time. Maybe you can find a creative way of just implementing that into your video's content, or you just write it into the post description. Either way, this can also be effective in getting people to follow you on the other platforms. A really good example of this is the popular TikTok creator Charli D'Amelio, which is one of the fastest growing accounts on TikTok right now. Her account blew up in the middle of last year, and she is gaining and seeing huge results on the other platforms as well. This just shows that building up a huge TikTok following will definitely impact your other social profiles as well, and build up your audiences and your followings on these platforms together with your TikTok presence. For example, on YouTube, she has achieved more than 900,000 followers by only posting one video. On Instagram, she has 6.5 million followers, and on Twitter, she also has 320,000 followers, which is quite low compared to the other platforms. But considering that you can't even link from TikTok to Twitter, that's still quite a good result. So this definitely shows how this could really benefit your overall social presence. If you want to monetize your TikTok following right now, the best way to do this is by earning money as an influencer. The most obvious way there being to get money for paid promotions, so by promoting other brands' products or other TikTok accounts from brands in your posts, promoting hashtag challenges, and these can earn you quite a lot of money, even if you don't have millions of followers, if you have the right niche. When it comes to this, it's the same as on any other platform as well. If you do more generic content like comedy or dancing, then you're not going to get as much money as if you do something that's really specific, really has a targeted audience, where you can really sell specific products to them. So keep that in mind. But one way of kind of guessing how much, estimating how much you could potentially earn, is the same as the other way around, by using the TikTok money calculator. You can just put in your handle, your username, and it will tell you a rough estimate of what you might be able to earn per post. Again, this is only a rough estimate, so if you live in the US or in Europe, you'll usually be able to earn a lot more with your posts. A good example for this is the latest Super Bowl ad with Charli D'Amelio, the influencer that we just talked about. She appeared in the Super Bowl ad for Sabra Hummus, which is a hummus and dip company, and some sources say that she earned between 200 to 500,000 US dollars for this short ad. In the ad, she appeared amongst other A-list celebrities, which really shows the impact that TikTok has on society right now. She also posted it to her Instagram and her TikTok account, and it definitely paid off for her. Another thing that you could do is sell your own products or merchandise, for example. This is something that doesn't work that well, since again you can't really include outgoing links from TikTok. This might work for you if you have a really, really large audience, but until you will be able to link out to your website or to your online shop, this will still not be a viable option for many people. Also, you can earn money doing live streams on TikTok. This again is something that, first of all, it depends on the kind of audience that you have, the kind of content that you create. Usually you won't get that much money if if you don't have like a really large following, because many of the followers still are pretty young. They aren't able to purchase these TikTok coins themselves, so you'll only really get money if you have an audience where more of the people are 18 or older. So usually this won't be too good of an option for you either. But if you want to make some money on the side and you have a decent sized following, this might be an option for you. The last thing that I've seen quite a lot recently is people doing affiliate marketing on TikTok, or trying to do affiliate marketing on TikTok. Again, something that doesn't work that well now because you can't have the outgoing link. Therefore, if you want to try that, I'd recommend only doing affiliate programs that allow you to get money for a coupon code that somebody enters, because otherwise nobody's going to enter your affiliate link into the search bar and you won't make any money. So again, not the optimal fit for TikTok, but it might be a really viable option once you can include a link in your TikTok profile. I want to mention again, though, that I really would recommend you to stay ad-free for as long as possible. Doing ads will always kind of harm your relationship to your followers in some way. As you know, there are still not that many ads on TikTok. So if you are the only one that's advertising, people are going to stop looking at your content because they find other people that do content without advertising their own products and their own services and other services or other companies. Now we're going to take an in-depth look at some of the more successful TikTok profiles. We'll go behind the scenes and see how the TikTok accounts are set up, how the videos perform, which videos perform best, and how we optimize them for even better performance. The first one is going to be my girlfriend Anna, that we talked about earlier as well. She created an account about bullet journaling and lettering in early January, and she's already achieved more than 18,000 followers, 1.5 million video views, and more than 300,000 likes on her videos. Her target audience are especially young females that are into creative endeavors, into lettering, into drawing, and into organizing themselves in like a more individual way, not just following a planner that's already done, but kind of creating their own system to express themselves and to just kind of get creative. The content concept that Anna worked out for her account includes videos showcasing her own bullet journal, but also giving tips and tricks, and also challenging her followers to complete challenges with her. She does tutorials on some kind of they're called doodles, so small images of items that you can include in your bullet journal pages. And several different other kinds of content formats that fit this kind of target audience. To improve the performance of her posts, she posts on a daily basis, and she also tries to keep her posts to a maximum length of 30 seconds, as we recommended earlier. Now we'll have a look at some of her more successful videos that have really gotten more than 100,000 views, or even the best video getting more than 350,000 views. The first one being a video where she showed her followers how to draw light bulbs in a way that you can easily use them within your bullet journal to decorate your pages, and this video really got successful. It was her most successful video to date. The video is short, so it's 25 seconds long, not too short so you can really fit in what you're trying to get across. And also what makes it really prime for success is that you instantly see the end result. So when her followers see the post and they directly see the end result, they of course want to know how they get there, how they can achieve the same effect, and therefore many of them watch the video and really push up the watch time, the average watch time. She then used the hashtags hashtag bullet journal and hashtag doodle, which both describe the contents of her video, letting users find her content through these hashtags as well, where she ranks as one of the top videos in Germany as well. So at least in Germany, she's always amongst the top video creators in this space. So when you look at these statistics, you see that the post got more than 85,000 likes, more than 200 comments, and almost 3,750 shares. In total, the playtime was 1,662 hours, which adds up to approximately 67 days. So that's also quite impressive. And the total amount of views was more than 380,000. The average watch time was at 16 seconds, which is a lot higher than we would usually see. Our average from our experience is at 10 to 12 seconds, while shorter videos that are only 10 to 12 seconds long or 10 to 15 seconds long would be at around 8 to 9 seconds. So that's really high, and you really see that the followers, the users, engaged with this post more than they would with other posts. When you look at the traffic sources, you see that 98% of the traffic came from the For You page and only 6% from the personal profile or the following tab, meaning that most of the people that watched this video didn't know her account before that, they didn't follow her before that. And this is the ratio that you would expect to see for a video that went viral like this. Also, in total, the video reached almost 320,000 people. And you see the territories are Germany, Austria, and Switzerland with 85, 8, and 5%, which is also really normal because the content is usually posted in German. So only people from Germany, Austria, and Switzerland will see them. There are several things that you can learn from this video. First of all, keep your videos short. Shorter videos generally perform better on TikTok. You get a higher completion ratio, and that just makes the video better in the eyes of the algorithm. Also, showing the users the impressive end result in the beginning of your videos can be really good. Sometimes it might make more sense to really tease them into watching the video to the end and then showing them the results to make it even more engaging, but both kind of methods can work really, really well. So now looking at the account statistics, you can see that she's amassed more than 1.5 million views within the last 28 days, of them being more than 600,000 within the last 7 days. As you can see, they are not that evenly spread out. So on some days she has 200,000 views or more, and on some days she has just 20,000 views, as you can see here. This is just because sometimes when videos go viral, they get loads of views and just lots of views in a small amount of time, while on other days you don't have that much viral content or content that's still generating views for you, so you just have these lows and highs all the time. Same goes for followers or for new followers. This is where you see here all the followers she gained, and within the last 28 days she had two major spikes right here where she gained 2,000 followers and 2,700 followers, and then here where she gained 2,000 followers as well, both because of videos that went really viral. Down here you can see the profile views. She got more than 32,000 within the last 28 days, and in the last 7 days she got almost 12,000 as well. They again are spread out really unevenly, again due to these viral videos. Here you can see the posts that she posted in the last 7 days. You can see there are 7 posts, so she posted one each day, and there you can see the differences in the amount of views they got, ranging from just 7,000 views to up to 200,000 views. So you'll always have these kind of differences there. Right down here you can see the trending videos, so the videos that got lots of views in the last 7 days. So one of the more interesting ones of them is the second one. This didn't get any views in the video in the week that it was posted in, so it was posted 2 weeks ago, and now it's randomly getting traction again, which is a good example for the phenomenon that we discussed in a really early video in this course called the delayed explosion. Other videos like the light bulb video that we talked about earlier were posted 3 to 4 weeks ago as well, and they were just so popular that they still bring in significant amounts of views to the profile, and therefore still add up to still gain the account more followers, more reach in general. So you can really, if you get some posts that to really go viral, they will help you out long term as well. Now looking at the followers tab, you can see that she gained almost 5,500 followers within the last 7 days. And when you look at the gender, you see that this really fits her target audience, because her target audience are young females, and her audience is made up of 79% females and only 3% males. Her top territories are Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, which also makes perfect sense since she posts her video in German. She speaks German, and therefore the video only gets shown to people that are in Germany, Austria, or Switzerland. Now what's really interesting is the follower activity. This is where you see when the best post time is for your posts. So if you click on the hours tab, you'll see that on days, on normal weekdays, you usually have the same kind of setup, the same kind of spread, which is where in the early mornings at like 5 to 6 to 7 p.m. a.m. There's a spike in activity because the people get up, they go to school, and they check their phone before they do that. Then the engagement drops off before it picks up again in the afternoon, then stays pretty consistent, peaks at around 6 to 7 p.m. and then drops down again because the people or the followers of her account are pretty young, meaning they have to go to bed pretty early. As you can see here, the engagement then drops down after around 7 p.m., 8 to 9 p.m. and after that it's pretty much dead. So yeah. Therefore, we figured out that the best post time for her is around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, because then she can take advantage of the whole day full of engagement that's ahead of her, and she posts at a time where the amount of engagement is already pretty high. Now, how can you monetize such an account? For her, we figured out that it would be the best option to do paid advertisements and sponsorships for companies that produce products that would be used by people doing these kinds of bullet journals, meaning pen and pencil manufacturers, the companies that produce these bullet journals, also office supplies or other kind of creative companies that produce goods for these kind of creative endeavors would be a really good fit for her account. You could easily implement these kinds of products into the videos, into the bullet journaling videos by, for example, using branded pens and pencils, by using bullet journals from a specific company and then advertising them. So this could be really well integrated without being this really aggressive ad. You could do this for a single post, or you could try to sign an advertising contract with a company to get a specific amount of money per month or per year to have more of a safety and to be kind of permanently sponsored by them. Now we're going to have a look at some of the bigger businesses that use TikTok successfully for their business. First one being Gymshark, which is a mid to high-end fashion and fitness brand. The company was founded 7 years ago by then 19-year-old Ben Francis and has been one of the companies that really profited from the rise of social media and social media marketing. They came in at the perfect time and were able to build up a huge following, especially on Instagram, where they have 3.9 million followers. This is what helped them become one of the fastest growing companies in the UK, making more than $300 million in revenue last year, selling more than 11 million products. Much of their success can be attributed to social media marketing. They are almost always amongst the first brands to adopt the new social media platform when it comes around, starting to post on TikTok as early as April of 2018 when it was still Musical.ly. They also do really smart influencer marketing because they have their own team of brand ambassadors that continually post content and create content for the brand and promote the brand on their own accounts as well. Their product is perfectly made for TikTok since it's a consumer-facing product and it's targeted mostly at Generation Y, but also the up-and-coming Generation Z, which also is really into fashion, and also many teenagers in the age that are using TikTok aspire to go to the gym and to train themselves, to be athletic. So it's really a really good fit for TikTok. Their content concept really reflects that as well. Since they're a kind of a gym clothing brand, a sports clothing brand, most of their content revolves around going to the gym, but also they include many other sports since they've expanded from this only gym-focused brand to more of a sports brand in general, trying to compete with the likes of Nike and Adidas. On their account, they post workout ideas, but they also post kind of funny skits that are mostly funny to people that actually go to the gym or do lots of sports, but it really fits their target audience. And they also just do generally stunning content around sports, which is a topic that's really popular on TikTok and again really well suited for the platform. And as mentioned earlier, much of their content is created by the influencers that are paid by them, that they sponsor, making it really easy for them to post consistently. They post up to 3 times a day, and making it so that they don't have to worry that much about creating content themselves, since most of the content creation process is taken care of by the individual influencers. One of their most popular videos is a video showing one of their athletes, one of their more popular athletes, doing a flip and then tackling a full-grown man, something that you don't quite see every day, and therefore the perfect viral video for TikTok. Videos like this always perform really good, and therefore this video got more than 14 million views and more than 1.4 million likes. Since Gymshark is a leader in this space and a leader when it comes to good social media marketing and good influencer marketing, there's a lot you can learn from them. First of all, doing good influencer marketing can be really effective for your brand, for your company. If you find the right influencers to do campaigns with, this can massively boost the reach that you get on TikTok and also on other platforms. Also, try to be an early adopter and just try things out, get started now. They were successful, and they are successful on TikTok because they were bold enough to get started when it wasn't quite sure if the platform was actually going to work out, if it was actually going to stay around, because back in 2018, TikTok didn't even exist yet, but the TikTok that we know today. But they still went ahead and started publishing content. And now they got 1.4 million followers on their account, while other brands like Nike and Adidas don't have any followers yet. They haven't even started posting, so they are missing out on a huge chance to reach their target audience. Another thing that they do really well is being consistent. They post multiple times every day, and they don't care if their videos don't go as viral, because still the amount of people that see their videos in total will still be higher. And the more people see these videos, the more often people see Gymshark, the Gymshark brand, what it stands for, and the clothing that they sell, the higher the likelihood is that they will actually go on to buy something from them. Our next case study is the Washington Post, one of the world's most renowned and popular newspapers. They started posting in May of 2019 after an employee called Dave Jorgensen pitched the idea to his boss. He's now also the face of the brand on TikTok, appearing in almost every video. They have been seeing really good engagement on their posts recently. This niche is really interesting in general, since newspapers are scrambling to find new customers for their more or less dying products that don't sell anymore because of news sites and social media. And they kind of found a way to get more, to popularize their brand again on TikTok to these, make it appealing to these young adults and teenagers. To this day, they've gotten more than 370,000 followers on TikTok, getting millions of likes and also millions of views on their videos. How they are doing this is by moving away from this old stigma of boring and really fact-based and sophisticated newspaper by doing more of more comedic, more funny contents on TikTok, really getting into the culture of the app and creating content that TikTok users actually want to see instead of just pushing their newspaper and their products that they sell. One of their most successful videos is featuring the presidential candidate and the congressman twin duo, where they perfectly sync the sound to the acting that they do, which got the video to more than 4 million views. So this company is also one that you can learn a lot from. One thing that I found really interesting about the Washington Post is how they are this big company, but they still have a person that is pretty much the face of the brand, where you could call it personal branding on the TikTok account. And you see that this just works better than being this just huge newspaper that acts in a really corporate way. Instead, they were really deliberate about choosing a person as the face of their company, which just makes perfect sense for TikTok. Also, what you can learn from them is that you don't need this flashy and modern and trendy product to grow a following on TikTok. It's way more about the way that you kind of interact with the followers and the way that you present yourselves, the kind of type of content that you do, that makes the biggest difference. So my tip for you would be to not focus that much on what you're selling, what your product actually is, and way more on the type of interaction, the type of connection that you get with your audience, because this type of marketing that's not product-centered is usually the one that performs much better than these just plain and straight-up aggressive ads. So now we're finally going to talk about some of the things that might happen on TikTok in the future, how the platform might evolve, what features they might introduce, and just generally how I see the future of TikTok fitting into the whole social media world with Instagram and Facebook, YouTube, etc. Some of the things that I think TikTok might introduce quite soon are both the outgoing link in the profile, since they're testing that already, and also the self-booking ad platform that they've been working on since the last year. Both of these features would really fit into the kind of objectives that TikTok might have, which would be making more money with ads, displaying more ads, and kind of going into the same direction as Instagram or YouTube or Facebook. Some of the more long-term things that TikTok might introduce would be something like photos, which could happen if TikTok was to try to confront and directly compete with Instagram. They're already doing this on many different levels, but including photos in their platform would make them even more competitive. So that's something that might happen. Also, if you look to TikTok's sister platform in China, Douyin, we might see some social commerce features where you can buy things in-app, just like Instagram has already done. And also what Douyin did and does still are some corporations and some collaborations with providers, with different companies. For example, music is a huge thing on TikTok, so we might see TikTok, for example, doing a partnership with something like Apple Music or Spotify. I could see that in the future as well. It's not really likely, but it's just some kind of development that could happen if they wanted to. Now let's also look at some of the competitors that TikTok has and will have in the future, because that also will determine how TikTok's future will go. First of all, most obvious one is Instagram. Instagram is already testing features that are similar to TikTok in Brazil, what they call Instagram Reels. This would then go on top of their Instagram platform, would just be an additional feature. So we'll have to wait and find out how the users adapt to that, if they actually use it, or if they've already switched to TikTok when it comes to this kind of content. We can't know that for sure, but we'll see that in the future for sure. Also, Facebook released its own TikTok competitor back in 2018. It's called Lasso. It's not available in every country, and it hasn't been the biggest of successes yet, but they might improve upon the features, and then it might be some harder competition for TikTok. We'll have to see for that as well. In my opinion though, TikTok is already too big to fail. They're not going to go away anytime soon. It's not a fad anymore. They've established themselves having more than 800 million monthly active users, so they're not going to go away anytime soon. I think they will become a staple amongst the biggest social media platforms, alongside Instagram, alongside Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, etc. This will be partly due to TikTok just evolving, the users getting older, the content getting more diverse, and therefore the content also appealing to a much broader audience than it is today. There are already some older people that are using the app, but I think that the users will get way older and that the content will get so diverse that there will be something for anybody, in every kind of age group. But again, this is just prediction. We'll have to wait to see what really happens. If you've completed the course up to this point, I really want to congratulate you. I think you're on the best way to really achieve huge success on TikTok, and I really wish you the best. If you found this course helpful and good, please leave a positive review. I'd really appreciate that. And also, if you have any feedback, if there's any things that we left out, some things that you thought were missing, or if you just have some questions about the course, about TikTok, feel free to reach out. We'll be there for you and gladly answer any questions.